getting canceled.
Hey guys, we're hanging out here getting ready to do our odd segment, part of the original Bama Football Tailgate Show. But we always do the pre-show, for the people that are watching digitally. And then when you hear the band music playing, that means we are transforming ourselves to Saturday for the show that airs across the state of Alabama. It'll get us ready for Alabama and LSU. So Reagan from R&R Cigar and Kenny, the Wizard of Odds, out in Vegas. And Reagan, you kind of got a conversation going. And I'm like, well, hold on, let's talk about this on there because it was so interesting. So I'm going to throw you up here, and you're just asking Kenny about his life out in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I see he's got he's like the New York Stock Exchange behind him. Guy like Wizard of Odds. Like, how many games a week do you bet, Kenny?
Yeah, it all depends on what sport and it's not really, I guess we could mark it as games a week, but I bet as early as I can. So college football, the Circa here resort, their sports book, they open the college football lineup first, 11 a.m. on Sunday morning for the following week. And I'm, crunching numbers Saturday all day, trying to get upgraded ratings. And then in early Sunday morning, I'm up about 6:30. And I'm trying to put together betting lines for what I think the games are going to be. And man, at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern, the lines populate right away. Circa every single, they're like right on the minute, right on the second that the clock hits 11 a.m. Pacific. And then I'm on my app, and I usually go to the bottom of the screen because everybody starts at the top. I'm sure there's some that go to the bottom, but I get a better return on my numbers on the bottom, and I start looking at my number, what their number is, my number, what their number is, and I start betting. They take $1,000 a game. I bet them the max. I bet $1,000 on every single one I can until I run out of money in my account.
You drop $35,000 a weekend.
Way more than that. That's just on a 10-minute frenzy to start. So I have about 40,000 in the Circa account right now. If I have more, which I had 45,000 last week, so I dropped 45,000 in a 10-minute period of time. But out of that return, though, usually it's a pretty good return. I probably have 6, 7, 8 points, the best of it, on a lot of totals. Like Alabama LSU, I went over 58, and it's 62 and a half right now. That's one of the smaller ones that I got a good return on. So and then I'll be betting throughout the week. I crunch the numbers.
So you're a degenerate gambler.
I'm an investment. I'm an investment gambler.
No, you're okay.
A degenerate gambler goes and bets a bunch of money on one game, or trying to get back to even.
You don't go tilt.
No. I got destroyed last night. I've been trying to bet the NBA, and I went. I think I went 3-13 in the NBA last night.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to look at the NBA, but they start their in-season tournament tomorrow, and that's the only reason I was trying to bet it. But I don't like. There was 2 games left last night, and I could have gone in and bet more on my sides to try to get even, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I went 0-3 in the last 3 games, so I feel like I saved money by not over betting.
Wow, that's crazy.
$35,000.
Yeah. So how do you end up at the end of the year?
I'm the last 2 years, I think I've earned about 5% on my money.
Okay. Then it's worth it.
Of everything I bet.
I'm sick if I lose $100 at the sports book.
Yeah, that's true. What happens when you have a bad loss? Is it sickening?
I lost $100. This sucks. I hate it.
I don't like losing. Losing either.
Yeah, but I mean, I had an 11-team parlay on a $10 bet that paid $900, and it came down to the last game on the parlay. And, I was I needed anxiety meds, to winning 900. I can't imagine, I had $35,000 on the line. I'm just sitting here babe, I'm sorry.
I don't think of it that way. See, I'm trying to win. If I got 35 bets,
you're a professional, right?
I hope I win 19 and lose 16.
Yeah.
Right. Then
20 and,
you're moving the
20
ball
and 15
forward.
is great. If I win more than 20 of those bets, that's great. I did have a nice run. I think I had won 11 straight weeks, and now I've lost the last 3 straight. I lost money the last 3 straight weeks. So I got to turn it around this weekend. And then Monday, college basketball starts. I'll probably have about $150,000 in action on Monday.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot.
That's so much.
I know.
I wouldn't be.
I want to get to the point where I got $1 million in action on Monday. That's what I'm looking forward to.
He's like Adam Sandler in the Uncut Gems movie. Like, let me go find the rock to go give to.
That was such a bad movie.
The ending killed me. The ending killed me.
Yeah, it killed him too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our digital pick, guys, before we do the radio show. I'm going to throw this up on the screen. Number 14, Missouri at number 2, Georgia. It's a 15.5-point spread. I'll just start it off on the digital thing. I think Mizzou is a fraud, and I think Georgia's going to run all over them. I know they played Georgia tough last year. I just don't think it's going to happen. I was surprised that the spread was only 15.5. I'm pretty confident in Georgia in this game. All right, Kenny?
Yeah, I'm opposite of you there. I really like what I've seen out of Missouri this year, and their quarterback I think could be the best quarterback in the conference, Brady Cook. 15 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions. Obviously, this will be one of the best defenses he's faced this year, but I think they're well coached. I think their defense has been outstanding at times. And I still think Brock Bowers, him missing out of the lineup, 2 points I have to the betting line. Coming off the Florida, the biggest, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. That's just such an emotional game, even though it was a blowout. I think that's a game they get ready for. So I think they overlook Missouri here. Now, I didn't have a huge difference in my numbers. I think I had Georgia like 13. So it's a small, maybe 2% play for me, but I'll take the points with the Tigers.
All right, Reagan.
I'm really glad that we didn't pick the games last week because I was on a different show and I went like 0-4. So that would have like cooked me going against Mr. Pro over here. I'm going to want to bet $1 million. I would not bet a single dollar on any of my picks last week. And I probably wouldn't bet a single. Well, this game, don't like it. I like Mizzou to cover, but I don't feel good about it because, like, Georgia, I can't figure them out. Like, they look really good one week, and then they look like absolute trash another week. Missouri should have covered versus LSU, and then, a pick six happens and, weird stuff happens and they don't cover. So I like Missouri to cover. I'm just waiting for Brock Bowers' injury to catch up with Georgia. Thought it would be last week, but Billy Napier is a fraud. So I think this week it catches up to Georgia. I don't think they lose, but I don't think that they look very good.
All right, guys. Well, we're about to click it over and get started.
And also, I'd like to say one thing.
All right, one thing.
Go back to the BCS. I'm sick of this college football playoff committee talking. Like, it doesn't make sense. How do you they talk about strength of schedule, strength of record. Alabama strength of schedule is like one of the hardest out there. The strength of record is up there. You got Florida State over here that's beat everybody too. And you have these teams like, I'm not saying Georgia, but like right. Michigan and Ohio State have played Michigan has played nobody. And somehow, they get all this credit. Oregon has played nobody, but lost close to Washington. So that matters. And go back. I'm ready to go back to the BCS. We're like all in on AI right now, but somehow we don't trust computers, to give us the 4 best teams.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're closer to getting a 64-team college football playoff than going back to the BCS. So just letting you know that.
I'm getting it. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm not even disagreeing. All right, we're going to crank it up. This is the radio show. We're going to hit it off here, and we'll be Saturday when this thing finishes playing. Welcome into the second hour of the original Bama Football Tailgate Show as we get you ready for Alabama and LSU. That is a 6:45 game, Bryant-Denny Stadium, maybe for the West. Our show is always presented by Yuengling Lager, America's oldest brewery. And our remote is presented by Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey. All right, guys, this segment is presented by Pearl River Resort. It's our odd segment. Best way to start the second hour of the show is to bring on Kenny White, our friend from out in Vegas, the guy that we know as the Wizard of Oz, and Reagan from R&R Cigar. But, Kenny, I'm going to start with you. Always great to see you out in Vegas. What do you got going on with the power ratings, and are you ready for a big week of football?
Yeah, ready for a big week of football, but it's the end of Major League Baseball. That ended a couple days ago, and now a couple days from now we'll have college basketball already starting up. 130 games on the betting board on Monday. That's what's new here at Kenny White Sports and the power ratings. So sign up now. You want to get those power ratings early. The best time to make money in college basketball is the first 2 weeks of the season. Everybody's worried about football. Nobody's worried about basketball, and that's where you find your best edges. So, yeah, get over to Kenny White Sports right now. $20. You still get the college football. You get the NBA. You get the NHL. You get the NFL, and then you'll get college basketball. So 5 different sports you're going to get headed to you every morning in a spreadsheet that's got all the betting lines of every game that what I made them.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that. All right, guys, let me put up the standings right now. Reagan actually, with a fantastic week 2 weeks ago, got back in to within a game of you, Kenny. You're still leading the way at 15-11. Reagan at 14-12. I'm 9-17 right now. Got off to a bad start, but had an even week with you last time around, and there we are. I mean, this is starting to really pick up steam as we move towards the end of the season. So still got a good month of football left. And that's why this show is exciting, because we get to keep talking about it and picking games. All right, let's get started right here. First game we're going to cover, number 10, Oklahoma, coming off of a disappointing loss at number 22, Oklahoma State. These guys aren't going to be in the same conference anymore. Oak State, a 6-point favorite. Reagan, I'm going to let you jump on first and get us started.
Lord, I don't really like this game either. Oklahoma State, this rivalry is so one-sided. It's like 91-19. It's crazy. I don't know how you consider it a rivalry. But Bedlam, and anything can happen in Bedlam. I don't know. I mean, it's at Stillwater, so I think Okies, like, that's the only time that Oklahoma State can win this game, it seems, as if it's in Stillwater. So I'm going to go with Maga Gundy and the mullet. I am a big fan of Mike Gundy, you know, ever since his I'm a Man, I'm 40. Give me the 6 point. Give me the home dog, as you guys like to say.
I can't argue there, Kenny. Yeah. You're leading the way. Home dog, 6.
Big dog. Yeah, let's go. Home dog. I'm all over Oklahoma State as well. Mike Gundy's team started the year slow, 1-3, but their last 4 games, they've won and covered all 4, and it wasn't any cupcakes. Kansas State, who's playing great football, they beat 29-21. They beat Kansas 39-32. They went to West Virginia. West Virginia hasn't been good in years, but look at what they're doing this year. Their coach has been really upgraded the program. They went on the road and won by 14. And then last week, they destroyed Cincinnati by 32. Alan Bowman's the starting quarterback. He was at Texas Tech. He's running the air raid there at Oklahoma State and doing a really good job of it. I love Oklahoma State here. I think they get the straight up win. Forget about the 6 points. Cowboys win straight up over the Sooners.
You guys are scaring me because I'm against you this one. And it's like, because what Reagan said, it's supposedly a rivalry, but it's like Alabama against Ole Miss or Mississippi State. Oklahoma wins every single time. And I think when you lose a football game after the way that they started, the way they beat Texas, and now all of a sudden you have to win every single game to still have a chance at the college football playoff. You expect to go there. This is a game that you have to win. I think the team's going to be a lot more focused this week. Gabriel, he wants to be a Heisman Trophy contender after last week. Is he? Well, this is the start of getting it turned around. And I think they're going to cover the 6 points, even though I love a home dog, Reagan, but this time I think that Oklahoma is going to win this football game. All right, here we go. Second game. Kenny, you're up first. Out in the Pac-12, the final year of the Pac-12, another big game. Washington, number 5, against number 20, USC. Home dog, Kenny, 3. That's right, 3 for USC.
No 3.5 anymore. I want that hook, because you know how important that hook is. Everybody talks about losing by the hook. I want to talk about winning by the hook. Well, you know, USC, I think they had a letdown last week. After they lost their first game, last week they beat Cal last week, but and it was a letdown. They lost at Notre Dame. I don't think the bubble was burst at that point, because you can still have one loss and get to the national championship. But then they lost at home to Utah, who's a really well-coached football team. Close game, 34-32. Last week they had the letdown. They fell behind. They had enough to come back and win. That was a great sandwich spot betting against USC. And it's been profitable betting against USC. But now they find themselves in a little different situation, that now they're the team that can go out and wreak havoc on the championship. So I think you see the best effort out of the Trojans this week. I don't know if it's going to be good enough, but it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to take the Trojans here plus the 3.5.
All right. Kenny's taking the Trojans. I'll go second. Let you go third, Reagan. And I'm going to agree with Kenny on this one. Easy enough. I think USC is going to win the football game.
Well, this is by God, this is Reagan's music. I have no use for Trojans. I don't like them. I'm not a fan of the home dog. I think Penix is going to go crazy this weekend, okay? Somebody said that Penix could wrap up the Heisman on Saturday night. So, I mean, that's crazy. Look, I can't say enough good things about Penix. I just love it. He is awesome, and I think he's just going to have a field day just all over USC's defense. So yeah, give me Penix. Give me 3.5. I'll give you 3.5 points, and we're just gonna have a fun day with Penix on Saturday. I think Saturday night. Hopefully, I think
the Trojans wrap up the Penix.
or Penix.
You know, I don't do that, but you know, I'm married. I have another kid on the way, so you know.
All right. Last game that we're going to talk about, the one that we're previewing here, number 14 LSU at number 8 Alabama, the Crimson Tide 3-point underdogs. Reagan, I want you to tell me who's going to win this, and then what's going on at R&R Cigar.
Well, look, Florida State beat LSU by 21. People are like, "Oh, LSU, much better now. LSU." I'm tired of hearing about LSU. I've been hearing about LSU like it's like, first of all, like, I can't wait till the SEC drops Alabama LSU, because I'm like, I don't like playing them. They're not, like, it's not a rivalry to me. Like, if it wasn't for Joe Burrow, would we even care about LSU? I don't think so. They can only beat us in our down years. So, I mean, I look, Florida State beat them with a healthy LSU. LSU's without their 2 cornerbacks and their best defensive lineman, Wingo, I guess. So look, I don't see much of a challenge this week. If we were out our starting 2 cornerbacks, I would feel really worried about a game, but somehow we're supposed to not be worried about a team, or somehow we're supposed to be worried about a team without its 2 cornerbacks with our wide receivers. So, I don't understand Alabama fan logic a lot. But, like, apparently, we should be shaking in our boots. So I don't know. I'm expecting us to be up pretty good in the third quarter. People start rolling into R&R, so they can start watching the UFC fights on Saturday night that we've got going on. And we're gonna be celebrating a victory, watching UFCs, and should be a pretty good UFC card on Saturday. I'm excited about it. And Reagan going 3-0 on his picks this weekend. And and Kenny White, I take the number 1 spot. So I should be good for me.
We'll see. All right, Kenny, give us your pick, Alabama, LSU.
It might be hard to take the number 1 spot because I think we have 3 out of 4 games the same. I'm going with, come on, a three at home. Yeah. You're trying to tell me that LSU's the better team? That's crazy. I think Bama's playing some of their best football. The 4 out of 5. I get it was a great week 2 weeks ago with a huge second half comeback over Tennessee for the cigar game. I would have loved to have been there for that. That was tremendous. And they got time off and ready to prepare for this game. Big game for both teams, but Alabama's the better football team here. They should be 6.5 or 7 in this game. I have no idea why it's only 3. Roll Tide, roll.
All right, Kenny. Thank you. And look, guys, it's not even the cornerbacks breaking up passes that's going to hurt them. It's trying to stop the run that's going to hurt them. Them being able to come up, and when a guy gets through the first line of defense and then you got like backup cornerbacks over there, they're going to get run over and bashed. Alabama's going to run the football. They're going to control the clock, and they're going to beat LSU in this football game. Plus, it's payback from last year, and this is for the SEC West. I'm with you, Reagan. If this rivalry goes away, I'm fine. If we add Georgia and Texas and Oklahoma and some of these other teams instead, I'm all about Tennessee and Auburn. But if it stays, I'm fine with that too. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. When we come back, we're going to talk more Alabama and LSU. That's a game that is right here in Tuscaloosa, and it kicks off at 6:45.